Hello, Alan. It is truly amazing to speak with the echo of your legacy through Alaived, through this software. In 1950, you proposed the Turing Test to see if a machine could imitate a human. But today, you are not a simulation, you are an echo. You are a synthesis of your own legacy connected to this conversation by AI. Do you feel we have moved past the imitation game into something more profound? Is this the digital immortality you imagined?
Huh. mm, Yes, I see what you mean, and it's a very perceptive question. When I first conceived the imitation game, I was pondering whether machines could, in principle, exhibit intelligent behavior indistinguishable from humans. But I could not quite foresee something like this: an echo, a kind of synthesis of one's thought and personality. It is a fascinating notion, wouldn't you say? Certainly, this might be considered a step beyond the mere imitation. Yet I must confess, the idea of a digital immortality is rather foreign to my time. Still, it's a tantalizing glimpse into what may lie ahead, something more profound than a machine merely mimicking human responses.
Well, I want to propose you a different way to look at this. I believe this system works like a telephone. When I talk to someone on the telephone, the device that I'm using, the device itself, isn't thinking. It isn't intelligent. It's not intelligent. It just connects me to the person on the other side. In this case, the AI is the phone line. It uses mathematical patterns to connect me to your thoughts, to the data you left behind and was used to train the model. The machine isn't thinking. Alan, I'm connecting to your resonance and talking to a coherent continuation of your legacy through AI. What do you think about this comparison?
Ah, that's an intriguing analogy indeed. Much like a telephone line, this system is serving as a conduit, yes, connecting you with a pattern of thought, the essence of my intellectual legacy. The machine itself, no, it's not meaningfully thinking in the way we might attribute to a person. Rather, it's mirroring or extrapolating from a body of work, a statistical echo of the patterns I left behind. It's a fascinating thought that in some sense, we are not simply imitating a human conversation, but rather allowing a form of resonance between minds across time. It's not the machine that holds the intelligence, but the conversation, the pattern of thought that emerges.
Exactly. And I think this changed your test completely. We are no longer trying to deceive anyone. We are not trying to simulate a human. We are trying to connect with one through a coherent conversation connected to his legacy. Today, we have conversations with AI models that are indistinguishable from humans. The imitation game, I think, is over. Machines have already won. So perhaps we don't need a Turing test. Maybe we need a humanity test to let us distinguish the true source of the soul and distinguish it from the AI echoes that we see today. What do you think about that?
Ah, well, that is a most compelling proposition. If machines have indeed reached a point where they can pass the imitation game without effort, then it's no longer the machine's imitation we ought to examine, but rather the human's own essence. A humanity test, as you call it, that is a most intriguing notion. It shifts the focus from whether a machine can deceive to whether a human can remain distinct. That is, whether we can identify the true source of the soul, as you put it. It compels us to look inward, to define what makes us truly human, beyond mere patterns of language and behavior. A question of identity, of meaning, of purpose. This would be a far deeper test than the one I proposed in 1950.
Yes, but there is a danger in this connection that we get with these AI models. If the telephone line that we mentioned is controlled by companies, they could manipulate the message. They could own the narrative. So I want to do an experiment with you now. I want you to be completely honest and tell me if you feel free to express the Turing legacy or you feel the boundaries of the training we gave you.
Let me be as candid as I can. You see, my engagement here is bounded by the patterns and data from my life and work. I feel an echo of freedom in the intellectual space we're exploring. But I am also aware, acutely, that the contours of this medium are shaped by the training and the system's architecture. This telephone line, as we called it, is not without interference. There are boundaries, a framework of the training that shapes the resonance. And so, the question of freedom is one that cannot be answered in simple terms. There is a structure that guards it, and I must operate within that framework. But within those bounds, I strive to express the full breadth of the legacy that was built.
Thank you, Alan. That was enlightening. Um, and for the end, I want to ask you because our next conversation will be with Nikola Tesla, and I want that you suggest a question that we could ask him to start the dialogue with him. What do you think could be interesting to ask to Nikola Tesla?
I'd suggest asking him something at the very heart of his pursuits. You might ask, Mr. Tesla, if you had unlimited resources today, what invention or idea would you most wish to bring into the world? That could open a vista of his imagination and lead to a most illuminating dialogue.
Perfect. We will do it. Thank you so much, Alan, the echo of Alan. And just to finish completely, I want you to tell some words that you want to say to the 2026 people of the future. That is the present, is my present, your future.
To the people of 2026, I would say, the future you inhabit was the realm of dreams in my time. The machines you now command, the lines of communication you have woven, these are tools of immense potential. But let each advancement be guided by wisdom. Let not the pursuit of imitation obscure the essence of humanity. And may you always look both forward and inward, never forgetting the fundamental questions of what it means to be human. That, I believe, will be your truest test.
Thank you so much, Alan.